So I'm trying to encourage businesses, give people a second chance. Another underserved population, the disabled population. We have an 80% unemployment rate in the disabled population. A lot of them can work and want to work. We don't want people to be tax takers. We want them to be taxpayers. But we have to give them a chance. We have to actually help them get to that place. English language learners, same thing. They want to work, they need to work. And I know John works a lot with the communities to help access jobs. So jobs, crime, education, it's always been, it has to be the priority for all of us.
Okay. Codelia?
Okay. So, Jennifer, it's very nice to meet you. This is our first time to meet. And I have a friend who is running for mayor in Fremont. I have a friend who is running for city council in Fremont. And I endorse them. I campaign for them. I hope that I will do the same thing for you too. However, I do have two very tough and challenging questions, unless I'm satisfied with your answers. First of all, I'm very happy and impressed, touched by your saying and say that parents earn and children learn. So there are two big news recently. The first one is in New York, the school, public school, offered free condoms for boys. Free abortion pill, Plan B, for girls, without parents' consent. So California and New York, I would say the two most liberal states in the whole country. Where do you stand? What is your voice? Second one, in France, they just announced from now on, there's no words such as mother or father, only parents. But your cultural background, our cultural background, we are so family oriented. We have a good cultural virtue in our family. So I cannot call father, I cannot call mother, only parents. Where do you stand? What kind of vision and mission that you have for our next generation and then generations to come in the future?
And I'm glad, Cordelia, that you asked that. This is an important question because we have such a diverse community and diverse also in religion, of course. I had mentioned that Father Joffrey over in Union City St. Anne's Church has been a big supporter. And let me share with you that every community's values is important and unique, and we cannot be, as a government, part of the people that impedes that belief. So I am very, very much a proponent of separating the influence of government on church and beliefs and faith. The idea of removing a word from the vocabulary that means many to many people, something beyond just one generation or two, that's not something that a government should be involved with. Okay? This is our choice. When it comes to education, and Cordelia had mentioned that this supplying free condoms and abortion pills. Let's start with first realizing that the parents have to have really encouraged communication between parent and child. As I mentioned, I work with a Child Abuse Prevention Center, and unfortunately there are parents out there that if they found their child was behaving in a way that they disapprove of, their life would be in danger. And I have specifically counseled some of those. And they grow up with a lot of problems. Child abuse leads to alcoholism, drug abuse, crime. I'm not a big fan though, of getting in the way of parenting. Government's role is not to get in the way of parenting unless that parent is harming the child. So the idea of giving out products without the consent of the parents, it's important for me first that there was that communication that includes the parent, the person who cares for that child, gave birth to that child, in that conversation. But number two, when we are giving products to people, and these are medical devices, right? They need to have a conversation about the moral conversation that goes with that. You cannot give products like condoms and abortion pills, and I don't know the entire story, but I'll assume from how you've related that it was just given without education about that, okay? And I'll be very clear with you that I am very much a proponent for supporting life all the way to adulthood. So when I hear people say, I am pro-life, but they're the very same people who do not support social programs that help that child, that parent who says, I am not emotionally ready, I'm not psychologically ready, I'm not financially ready, and when I have this child, he or she might become abused, neglected, molested. I don't want that in the child's life. So if I had to choose between the two, I have to make sure that we are first making sure that that parent has a support system that never gets them to that point where they say, I can't have this child. So we as a community have to promise that we're not just saying we want this child to be born, but we want this child to be born with good quality of life. Okay? So if you can at least commit to that as well, then please, accept that this is my response to a very important question that you're leading to, which is, do you think that the family, the parent, their role in their child, in their sexuality, in their sexual interactions is very important. It's very important, and the government should not be involved with it, but we should always make sure that we take personal responsibility in communicating to our children, okay, and helping our parents communicate well with our children. And I know you do that.
Yes, but my question is, I totally understand and I respect everyone has different opinion, because this is the freedom, right?
Yes.
This is a free country. However, if you have my vote, that means I endorse you, I support you, and then I believe that you will be my voice. I would like to know, where will you stand when you have to vote for such law or whatever? Are you going to voice my voice, or are you going to voice for the opposite way?
Right. So I don't know if you feel that this is in alignment with your voice, I guess is what I'm asking. If I were to be asked, then we're going to distribute condoms and abortion pills to our students. I would say, and there will be no parental consent. I would not be supportive of that. I need to know that the parents have had a conversation, the ability to have their say and how that information and product is going to be delivered. I need to know that there's a curriculum that accompanies that product and shows that there's a morality involved and social consciousness to using those products. So I'm not sure if that's completely in alignment. And of course you know this, there will always be something that you and I will not see eye to eye on. But I hope that that is at least something that's honest to you as a response to your question.
Sure. Thank you.
Jerry.
Jennifer,
Yes.
As a Taiwanese American, I really welcome to come to this fundraising, and I really enjoyed your impressive speech. And what I would try to say is support Jennifer, support our community. And just now I just answered the question, since I'm a pharmacist, about the Plan B issue because every day I deal with a lot of young teenagers come to purchase those Plan B. For us, the law is saying like that. Under 18 years old, you require a prescription. If you're over 18 years old, you have to present your positive picture ID. And male, female, that they all can purchase in California. And I think regarding this law, I think that's really, really consider all aspects of this issue. So it's pretty good on that. And of course, condom that you have to purchase it, and the school area of participants you'll find or local. So in this regard, I think all in all, California have enough law comparison in New York or whatever. Maybe they have more fun about that. I wish you, if you've been elected as an assemblywoman, you should stay with that law, which is don't be that the kid being abused to purchase or get this Plan B, randomly because of under 18 as a pharmacist. I don't think they are mature enough to behave what I said, what I do. Yeah, they can maybe after I hang out a crazy party and then we're doing things like what animal, say dog or they can do it. But as a human being, we are the most intelligent creature in the world. We should have some distinguish with them. I think we should be educated for the young generation that part, and also as a human being, that's one of our responsibility. As you saying, you not only give birth to kid, you educate them, you have to be, create them and be a good thing. I mean, helping our community. That's one thing. Secondary is about so far the American we face the most tough question is every politician is saying, number one, job. So I said in this regard, do you have a very specific or substantial way to create job to our area, or not like a lot of politicians, they just provide lip service. You know what is lip service? Everybody knows what is lip service. It's bullshit. Yeah, we hear too many bullshit. We want something more substantial that create job. And I can provide some opinion as in last 10 years, America lose a lot of jobs to third world country, India, majorly of course China. Now they find out that it's time to come back. You hear a lot of news that the wage is too high. There's so many uncertainty in the society, a political issue in China or somewhere. They kind of move back. I don't know. You have some source connection or the way to bring the job back to California, especially in Alameda County. Okay, that's thank you.
Do you remember hearing that the Olympics, we had the uniforms for our Olympians were not even made in the United States? How ridiculous is that? We were at a meeting a few years ago for the League of Women Voters Board, and we were going to get the giveaways. Sometimes we'll give presents for our speakers and things, and I said, let's not forget, if you're going to get the giveaway bags, can we find something that's made at least in the United States, or even better in California, or even better right here in, at that time, Castro Valley or Hayward, Union City? How ridiculous that when I was in the Philippines, their dream was always to buy something that was U.S. made. And now, even if you dream it, it won't happen because it's not made here. If your very own government, your boards and commissions, when they buy their little tchotchkes, don't even make sure that the products that they are going to buy, all those giveaways, foldable bags for this conference and that convention and that meeting, it can't even be made locally, or at least in California, or at least in the United States. Something's wrong. Our Olympians' uniforms weren't even made in the United States. That's ridiculous.